Okay, so that's the execution. You've got to think tight. Tight talk, tight guard, bam, pivot in, bam, straight up. Guard always up, right? In the later part of the video when I'm explaining the principles, I'm very loose, right? But in actual application, you've got to be very tight, right? Because if you don't, even though I'm going to talk about circling away from the power hand and so forth, if you're sloppy, you're going to get counter striked. So yeah, so watch this rest of this video for the application. Thanks. Okay, so as they fire on the left jab, I like to do a counter left jab to close the distance in quickly and out of the pocket, and pivot in with my hook out of box. Notice I'm stepping in and jabbing from underneath and stepping in 45 and outside and moving, circling outside from his power right hand and power leg, which chambers the hips to do a leg kick, which sets up, so bang. So the hook pivots inwards and away from the power hand, and now you can think of doing stuff like Ura Nage and Tani Otoshi if they drop their weight, because you're behind them now. And of course you finish off with the BJJ armbar from top position. Explain the chaining and the reasoning behind it. I'm really not into exchanges. Like the longer you stay in the pocket, the longer like it's really good for like if it's like an event like an MMA fight that's broadcasted, to really get in the grind and exchange and stuff like that. I love that as a spectator myself too. But if you're applying for MMA on the street, the longer you're in that pocket, the likelihood of you getting hit or even a knockout hit is very high, right? So the explanation is basically like, even when you're in the pocket, close the distance, right? And angle off. That's the main thing. Angle off and angle off inwards. Stay away from power hand and power arm. Power hand and power leg, and come in safely, like intelligently, not just bull rushing into a takedown, right? I mean, that may work. You may be excellent at takedowns and stuff, and have trained it so much. But for me, who comes from, who's a black belt in Kyokushin, done wrestling, done Judo, done BJJ, and black belt in Judo as well. I want to enter the grappling. So you chain it in a logical manner, right? So you close the distance, angle off, make sure that you don't stay in the pocket, make the strikes as efficient as possible. They may be enough to knock them out, but I really don't care where that kick goes, so long as it could be in the midsection, it could be in the liver, it could be in the leg. I mean, that you just want to, you can't be a pure striker and a pure grappler in MMA these days. It's just that's long gone. And how do I know this? Because I used to be in MMA many years ago when it was not as evolved as today, right? And so I have seen the changes that come across it. You need to integrate striking to close the distance, but intelligent striking to intelligently close the distance, and use, for me, either wrestling or judo takedown, because that's my background, right? So, and finish on the ground or standing up. So the main thing I'm trying to get across here is close the distance safely, right, with strikes, right, and make sure you're not trading blows for the sake of it, to accumulation of points. You're trading blows for a couple of things: for position and angling, for basically making it hurt as possible, and for staying safe, and also to get you in closing the distance for your grappling throws. Like, you may come from wrestling background, maybe you can kind of change it into a suplex instead of a Ura Nage or sacrifice throw, which is more my judo background, or you can kind of but the main thing, you can tailor it to what you're best at. But the principles, it's not technique, which I'm trying to get at. It's the principles of closing the distance safely while staying out of the pocket as much as you can while you're closing, rather than exchanging, right? Which angles you, that sets up a takedown. Then you can end it on the ground with submission, right? Or if you're predominantly a striker, at least you're aware of like moving your body in a way where it's difficult for them to grapple you. But I suggest anyone who's serious about self-defense, even if you're a very good striker, like probably 9 out of 10, 9 out of 10 times you probably win a street altercation because the person doesn't know what they're doing. But if you ever come against that person who knows what they're doing, you want to be a well-rounded. You should be able. You don't have to have black belt in kickboxing, karate, and Brazilian jiu-jitsu, and judo, and 10 years of wrestling, and at college level, and this and that. You just have to have a good understanding of all the ranges, right, and be able to close safely, cut angles, and get the finish. No messing about. That's the main message. Thanks.